Of course, all across the country, it is graduation season, and all across the country, universities, students in universities and colleges all across the country are raising their voice in protest for what is happening in Gaza. And the interesting thing about that, the right to speak is enshrined. It is the First Amendment. It is sacrosanct. It is their right to peacefully protest, and they have done it in different iterations since the 60s. I remember, where were the protests held primarily at? College campuses all across America. But the interesting thing, the thing I find the most interesting, is if you contrast the images of students protesting at these various universities as opposed to what happened at the Capitol on January 6th, isn't it different? Isn't it a marked difference between the way that police interacted with the insurrectionists as opposed to the way they're acting with students who are voicing their opinion? It's interesting also to me that people saying that they don't want a war, or people being opposed to the slaughter of a people, is perceived as anti-Semitic. The speech that you saying, I don't like this, we want this to stop, we want those people to not be slaughtered wholesale, is perceived as anti-Semitic. It is called hate speak. It's been called out by various presidents and chancellors of universities. The Speaker of the House, the Republican Speaker of the House, has threatened to cut funding. There are people showing up, law enforcement showing up in force, en masse, to squelch protests. We see people getting tear gassed and arrested, all because they say that their protest is hate speech. Meanwhile, you contrast that with the fact that in Mississippi, Tate Reeves, the governor, declared the 29th of April Confederate Day. Now, this is the same Tate Reeves that refused to teach. He stopped teaching Black History Month, Black History, only to kind of illuminate the Confederacy. Now, at a time when the country, a lot of people are telling college kids that their speech, their right to free speech, is hate speech, we have somebody who actually exemplifies that. The Confederacy was actual hate. Hundreds of thousands of people got killed because people wanted the right to keep other people in bondage, to keep them chattel. But isn't it also ironic? They had the commemoration of Charlottesville, which was actually hate speech, where somebody got killed. And what did the president at that time say? There were good people on both sides. So isn't it funny? And the truth of America is that we've hated, Black people have been hated so long that it doesn't seem abnormal for them to have examples of it. Everybody else, like if it's Asian hate or if it's anti-Semitic, we will hear about that. But something as incendiary as the Confederacy having a day on a state in the United States of America gets nothing. Nobody says anything about it. Because that is how long Black people have gone through racism and bias in America, that it doesn't even cause a ripple. That a man who is the governor of a state can come out and say, we're going to honor the people who try to rape and murder and slaughter people into submission. That is nothing. That's benign. But people arguing about people being slaughtered wholesale in another part of the world, that is hate speech. The contrast of that is almost bracing. But that is consistently what happens here. One man hate speak is another man's celebration of actual people who hated and murdered. That's a little note from the GED section. Got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the D.L. Hughley Show.